Nancy and I were figuring out a way of how to welcome everyone here to this holy site, and how to just be grateful that all of you are here. And Nancy and I were thinking that there are people in this audience who have not yet been here and have not yet attended a ceremony.
That may be hard to believe, but for many people, it was still too hard to come until now. So we want you to know, if you're here for the first time, you are surrounded by love. You are in a safe, loving place, so reach out to someone who has been here before and hold their hand or hug or do whatever you need to do to get through it. Queremos hablarle específicamente a las personas que están aquí por la primera vez, porque sabemos que hay muchos, hay familiares, amistades que hasta ahora no han podido venir aquí. Si se sienten tristes, si se sienten que es un tiempo muy difícil, miran alrededor y tienen que saber que están en un lugar lleno de amor, de compasión, y que todos estamos aquí para ustedes. So, manténganse fuertes, y aquí estamos, y aquí vamos a seguir estando.
And that's the point of getting together and being here today. So we want to thank all of you guys. The rain stayed away.
Right?
Yes, it did. You guys remember last year? It was a touch and go, and then a beautiful rainbow appeared. Who remembers that from last year? Who was here, right? So this year you guys are providing the color in our beautiful rainbow. So thank you guys so very much. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start the program, and we have to remember that it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be grateful. It's okay to smile, because there are people here who you haven't seen. And unfortunately, because of our busy lives, we only get to see each other during moments like this. So if you see someone smile, it's okay.
And really quick, a note about the children who are here or who may be hearing about this event for the first time. As the years go by, as a mom, I can tell you that we are finding that there are children who don't know that this happened in their community, down the street from their home, down the street from their ball field. And so they're growing up and they're finding out. And that includes children in families that were deeply and directly touched by this. So that is why events and ceremonies like this are so important, because we as the adults, we will continue to set the tone of how this event was defined in our city, year after year after year, so that as these children grow up, they'll know how we did it in Orlando when this happened.
That's right.
So thank you for that. Thank you all for that.
Como estaba diciendo Nancy, que es muy difícil para entender, pero hay niños que todavía no pueden entender lo que pasó aquí hace 3 años. Y mientras que pasan los años, hay que explicarle, hay que hacerlos entender la significancia de lo que pasó aquí, la importancia de lo que pasó aquí, y hay que enseñarlos, porque ellos son el futuro de Orlando. ¿Correcto?
Gracias a todos por estar aquí. We're going to begin the ceremony with Dr. Joel Hunter with our opening prayer.
Yes, Dr. Joel, please come on up.
Would you pray with me? Almighty God, you make this site holy with the preservation of the memories of the people who died here. You are making our grief sacred by the love that is not only surviving, but becoming stronger by our loss. The potential good that was lost in those lives is now being multiplied in the lives of those who will learn because of them, in the unity of our community, and in the changing lives of those who used to ignore the LGBTQ community and are now discovering the treasure we were missing. Sometimes huge change comes only by huge tragedy. But those 49 souls that were of inestimable value when they were here are of historic value to the world now that they are gone. We take comfort in knowing that life is immortal and love is eternal and death is nothing but a horizon. As we all walk toward that horizon, with however many days we have left, give us the strength and compassion to lift up the hurting around us and to cheer for every person because of who they are. Amen.
Thank you so much. And now, welcome to the stage, the owner of Pulse, and along with her family and along with her friends, has taken on this as her cause and has been the rock for so many people in this community in the face of what happened here today and moving forward without forgetting. Please welcome Barbara Poma.
To remember the lives taken, to show our support for our survivors, and to honor the first responders. It's still hard to grasp that it has been 3 years. Sometimes the pain makes it feel like it was yesterday, and other times the overwhelming exhaustion makes it feel like an eternity. For those of you who are a part of our community, I want you to know that you're standing around our families and our survivors who are seated in front of me and around the building. Thank you for showing up to support them. It has been 1,095 days since our victims' families have been able to hug or hear their loved one's voice. For our survivors, it has been 1,095 days since their life's trajectory was changed forever. For our first responders, it's been 1,095 days since they faced the unfathomable, something you may train for, but could still not have imagined. That number may seem daunting, but today, day number 1095, you are still rising, you are still fighting, and you are proof that love wins. On day 1095, this community is standing with you, and together we will heal and we will move through the toughest moments, and we will celebrate the progress. And I say celebrate progress because it's that littlest movement or littlest accomplishment that we need to recognize. I also want to recognize our elected officials that are here with us today for a very special reason. Congressman Darren Soto's office, Congressman Val Demings, and Stephanie Murphy's office for recognizing the historic importance of this national designation we had on Monday. I'd like to thank Governor DeSantis and First Lady who made a visit here today. I'd like to thank our state representatives, and Askamani, and Carlos Guillermo Smith, and Senator Lynn Stewart for always being a part of this community. Our city and county commissioners who understand the value of standing with their community and paying tribute on one of the darkest days in our city's history. Thank you, City Commissioners Regina Hill and Sam Ames. Our county commissioners, Myra Uribe, Maribel Gomez-Cordero, and Emily Bonilla. Representing our first responders today, Sheriff John Mina, Orlando Police Department Chief Malone, Fire Chief Wales, and many officers and hospital representatives and doctors and nurses and all of those who took the phone that evening to help. I also want to show the deepest gratitude to the Orlando community for how supportive they continue to be to these families and survivors. We will never forget how you stood up and how you showed up to this entire country and the world and how you responded on June 12th 3 years ago. And we are uplifted by your continued engagement in what we do every day. Thank you for showing up here again tonight to lift them up and to hold them up. What happens here today would not be possible without all of our volunteers who continue to give back and are here every day and every other day, whether it's our Joy MCC Church who came to clean this site on Saturday to make it beautiful for you. Those of you who show up as guides to our visitors on your days off. We can't forget our sponsors who make this possible. They donate our part in full just to make the ceremony here for us today. You know, it's just little things that keep continuing to happen that show us how love wins. Just the other day, we received an email from NBC's Golf Channel, and they said, our Pride group wants to write letters to our families. If we write them, will you get them there? So of course, they continue to show up. received a message on Messenger, and it says, my wife and I visited your memorial last year. We're in New Jersey this year. We can't be there. We want to, can we still see it? Are you live streaming it? It still matters. It matters whether you're here, if you're in New Jersey, California, or across the pond. You should know that everyone is still here for you. That's right, everyone matters. I mentioned this really long list of gratitude in hopes that all of our affected feel wrapped in this love and support of your community. Someone recently said to me, this isn't your tragedy, and they're right. Pulse isn't any one person's tragedy or one entity's tragedy. It didn't only belong to me, or the city, or a nonprofit, or a county, or even my brother. Pulse was opened for and belonged to everyone. And the memorial and the museum and that the 6th class world-class architect teams are working to compete for will belong to the world. I ask you to take a long look around those who are sitting next to you so you can see, for as far as you can see, to embrace what true love, true acceptance, and true unity looks like here. And I hope you take it with you and everywhere you go so you can help be the change in this world that we need so much. We will continue to gather here every year because we will always stand together in solidarity because we are here for you. You are never forgotten, and you are never alone. Thank you.
And thank you, Barbara Poma, very much for those words.